Ambassador Maruyama from the Embassy of Japan joins me in studio now for more on the G20 meetings and others. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
What's the significance of Japan hosting the G20 summit?
Yes, and Japan has a great honor to be the host of the G20 summit because G20 is the premier forum for the international economic corporations. And G20 member countries bring together many developed countries and a lot of emerging countries with significant importance in the world economy. And now the G20 members embrace over 80% of the economy of the world. The responsibility is huge. And Japan, at this occasion, as a host and as a presidency of the G20, we wish to promote the concept of human-centered future society. Our future society needs to be free, open, inclusive, and sustainable. For these purposes, we will lead a discussion on sustainable growth, on the economic issues, especially for the global challenges that we face, climate change and global health, quality infrastructures among them, but also as the cross-cutting and overarching term, innovation.
Technology and how to move economies forward using technology is the theme around that G20 summit.
Yes.
How do you think developing economies can implement that in order to leapfrog and grow the economies quicker?
Yes, I think the most important thing for the growing economy is how to make sure to overcome the challenges they face, especially social challenges. And for these purposes, I think that all the innovation of the fourth industrial revolution can be good use. Japan is leading the concept of Society 5.0, using all the innovation of the fourth industrial revolutions in order to be able to solve the social challenges that we face. This is the first point. The second point is business lead. I think the business has a lot of good opportunity to lead this kind of the technology, but business lead, but always consultation with academia and the government. So the trilateral discussion between those three entities is important for, and also don't forget that it's moving very fast. So in order to catch up and not be left behind, I think you need to enter to the discussion of the rule making from the beginning in order to be able that you have the voice to be heard by the others.
Okay, let's talk about Japan and South Africa's relationship. We know that the industries that they work most on in import and export is cars, metals and chemicals. Is there other sectors that perhaps can be looked at as a way of South Africa and Japan trading with each other?
Yes, and automobile industry is the core of the cooperation between Japan and Africa, and you may know that Japan's contribution is huge in terms of job creation. More than 30% of the job creation of automotive industry come from Japanese contributions, and also the number of the car that has been produced also 30% more than that. So we will continue for the automotive industry, and the Japanese government as well will support, for example, skill development of the automotive industry workers as well. But beside of this, ICT. For example, one of the Japanese company concerned ICT is proposing the solutions to overcome, for example, the crime or some other matters that is very important for South Africa to have the investment more. And insurance company as well, as the share has now acquired the share of the important South Africa's companies in order to be able to go together, not only to the market of South Africa, but beyond that onto the continent. I can enumerate a lot of examples for this.
Okay. Today is Small and Medium Entrepreneurs Day across the world. If there's an entrepreneur watching who's interested in doing business with Japan, is interested in sending their products there, what advice would you give them?
Yes, I think that for getting the Japanese market, you need to know a little bit of specificity of this market. I think it will be very difficult for the small size enterprise to go direct to Japan. So please use the occasion when the Japanese investor come here to discuss with them. So the forum like private sector and the public sector's forum will be a good occasion to do so.
Okay. Tell us briefly as we wrap up about the Japan-Africa Public and Private Economic Forum.
This is a quite important forum. We have launched this idea on 2016 at the occasion of the TICAD 6 in Nairobi. And the Prime Minister decided to bring more than 70 CEO from Japan in order to be able that we can have a well matching with the entrepreneur coming from all of the corner of Africa. So it's a very important event now that the Tokyo International Conference on Africa Development will focus on the business, keeping this type of the relation between them and to bring the Japanese entrepreneur to Africa is a quite important matter. For this partnership forum has well successfully done because they have now a lot of MOU that has been issued at the time.
Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. Ambassador Maruyama from the Embassy of Japan joining me in studio. They're speaking about the G20 and entrepreneurship as well as South Africa and Japan's relationship.